Welcome to the PCFP podcast. This is Phil, Grant and Ryan, joined by your host, Hodge, with you in week 1 of the Premier League season.
Yes, gentlemen, and what a week it was. So what I'd like to start with the first game of the season, Arsenal 4, Leicester 3, and a 7-goal thriller. And
yeah, what a way to start the season.
Brilliant game, wasn't it? Now, was it just a case of not enough fight in the end for Leicester? Because they played well, and then kind of just not enough at the end?
I thought Leicester put in a terrific performance, just like Arsenal. First game of the season vibes. Leicester coming off an unfortunate bad defence of their title, where Chelsea succeeded. And Leicester, same issue as last season already, set pieces. I mean, the year they won the title, lost 3 games altogether. Won the best defences, and like I said, once again, set pieces cost them. You go for Arsenal with some of the goals. Lacazette scored in
94 seconds.
4 seconds, which is brilliant. And you can see some of the legends like Ian White coming out going, that is what Arsenal missed. Someone that can be that prolific. Arsenal, their issue was there was no Mertesacker, no Mustafi, no Koscielny. I think Holding's got a great career ahead of him. Monreal is not a centre-back. And Koslinac, is that his name?
I really don't know how you pronounce it.
Either way,
I've heard it pronounced so many different ways.
He is going to be a tremendous signing, but they just wasn't good enough, especially when Okazaki scored. That shouldn't have gone in. That was just poor defensive display.
That's poor from Petr Cech, though. I mean, the cross was a great cross from Albrighton, but what is Cech doing? He just stay where you are. Let your defenders deal with that. You shouldn't be coming for that.
You should never let Shinji Okazaki score a header. Let's just have that right, shall we? It's like Jermaine Defoe scoring a header.
It is
They're
pretty
short
unheard of.
blokes, you know what I mean? And if you still look at what Arsenal had in the defence, that Kolasinac, again, let's just find out how to pronounce his bloody name.
Collie. Let's just call him Collie.
Let's call him Dave. No, Dave.
Not having a Dave. Hang on.
We will call him Steve.
Steve.
Right?
No, but hang on, it is Kolasinac.
Kolasinac, I said it right.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go
Okay,
then.
right.
We don't need any of
Did
that.
anyone see that little bit of skill he did?
Oh, we sent Mahrez back to Algeria.
Didn't he? And you've got to love that. You've got to absolutely love that from him. That's confidence, you know, in your first game. He's a big bloke as well to do something like that. Off the back of Okazaki scoring, I want to talk about this, and I've got a couple of points later about this for another team as well. Arsenal's leaky defence. My point is, they come up against a top side with a defence like that, they will get taken apart, like, quite easily.
So I do like the fact that Arsenal went very Mick McCarthy style of football here. We scored more than you, so we're going to win. So if they win every game 4-3 this season, A, we're in for a cracking season, and B, still 3 points on the board.
Let's just hope Ramsey don't score every minute, because otherwise there'll be a lot more deaths.
The
Just
curse
like
of
Chelsea. Ramsey scores, Chelsea dies, eh?
I would say though that with Arsenal, you can definitely see there's an effect going on there through the Lacazette signing. I think looking at last season, I don't think they would have won that game.
What you got to look at as well, there was no Sanchez. Whether he'll be in the team this season or not, will be seen. No Koscielny, like I said earlier, in defence. Whenever he doesn't play, Arsenal seems to go tits up. Ozil wasn't at his best because obviously there was a lot of fitness concerns for him. But the one player that did impress me was Giroud, once again, a super sub. Comes on, scores a goal. In my opinion, deserves first team football at another club, but I think Arsenal will be idiots to let him go. And going for Leicester, Jamie Vardy, good start for him, getting 2 goals with the World Cup coming up in the summer, and more from that from him for the next few weeks, months.
Hang on, I just want to point something out. You just said Giroud did an amazing job again. It was you who convinced me to drop him out of my dream team. I lost out on points because of you.
That's sabotage, that is.
I had Petr Cech in my dream team, and what happened? Oh, who's top of the dream team league? Me.
That's sabotage.
You had
ashamed of yourself.
You had Firmino as captain.
Yeah, that's just not fair.
we did.
I'll tell you what, one player who actually did really impress me, and he's not been getting a lot of great press recently because he had a poor last season, but Vardy got a double against Arsenal. That's a really impressive feat, you know. I mean, okay, he had a great season 2 seasons ago winning the league. Last season went out of form with all the transfer speculation. But once again, he was very, very sharp and he was on focus. And being the first game back, I feel that a lot of players were very much sluggish through the summer holidays. and Vardy capitalised excellently.
What I would say as well though, about Leicester, which no one really does it anymore, 4-4-2.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
They won the league playing 4-4-2. Last season, I don't know what happened last season with obviously Ranieri and then Shakespeare coming in, but they looked very decent in a 4-4-2, and they didn't have Drinkwater playing in the midfield. They had Matty James.
I just think that's an old style of football management, though. That's just Shakespeare, an old style coach. 4-4-2 works. An old English coach, and it works.
It did, yeah.
You know.
We got to remember, the year Leicester won the title, they surprised a lot of people, obviously. There's a lot of tricks upside. For instance, Mahrez, which people couldn't deal with. But as the months went on, people knew their style of play, so they were going to catch them out. When a team wins the league, when you watch DVDs of the team play, you're going to watch them the most, and you're going to catch them out. Yeah. But also for Shakespeare, this is his first full season as manager. And this is his second crack at being a manager, because for no one aware, he was actually temporarily in charge of West Brom back in 2004.
I don't remember.
Yeah. So, prediction this season for Leicester, don't think relegation fight or anything.
No.
They need a mid-table finish. If they perform like that, but deal with their set pieces and training a lot better, they maybe 8th place. What will be interesting is what goes on their centre-backs. Wes Morgan and Hoof ain't getting any younger, seem to be getting injuries. Maguire is a fantastic signing from Hull. I believe keep him in that defence. Also, he can play right back as well. Simpson, coming from a great team of Manchester United as well. And Fuchs, I can remember, Fuchs is brilliant going up that flank for Leicester. And if they can unite like they did in the first season, let's be fair, they're not going to go for the title game.
That's true.
But get at least top half finish. Do what Southampton normally do. Go for a top half finish. Europa League. Yeah. Have a good one in the League Cup or something. That's what they need to get their momentum up going again. But let alone losing 4-3, yeah, quite late they lost that. They need to sort that out in training. I think they're going to play a lot better than they did last season. No champions in their mind. No having to go out having to impress people because they're the champions.
So, yeah, that's fine. Thanks, Phil. Right, well, thanks, gents. We will move on now to the next game. So, Watford 3, Liverpool 3. So, something else I want to say about this is this again, Liverpool's leaky defence. Grant, what do you think?
Well, back when they got Klopp to take the reins, and a great signing for them in management, he declared that he was going to revolutionise Liverpool with some rock and roll football. My question to you people right now is it working? When you look at their attacking midfielders, their flanks and whoever they put in as their striker at the time, when they attack you on the counter-attack and run at you, they are so lethal. But as soon as they lose the ball, they're in trouble. They have got no back five. That includes the goalkeeper. So, is it worth this rock and roll, exciting attacking football if you can't defend?
I would say yes, purely because of look where they finished last season.
Yeah, okay, Champions League spot is acceptable.
However,
but they weren't amazing in most of their games.
They weren't amazing, no.
They weren't,
But I don't think you can blame Klopp as much as I think everyone wants to, purely because of look at the last few Liverpool managers. They've all defended dreadfully at set pieces. Well, they've always had a terrible. They use zonal marking. I mean,
it's crap, isn't it?
I wouldn't even bother using it. What's the point?
No, it don't work. It don't work.
You've got to be surprised at this statistic, but how many games has Klopp managed at Liverpool now? 100 and... It's 100 and something. Brendan Rodgers has actually got a better winning weight. Klopp's won 50 games and Brendan Rodgers actually won 53 games by this time of the amount of time they managed the club. Liverpool lacking a central defensive midfielder, in my opinion. They rely on the likes of Jordan Henderson that too much, who, in my opinion, injury prone. Lucas, they didn't put enough faith in him. He's gone away, won a trophy. Like that. He's been waiting for years for that for Liverpool. Defence doesn't seem to know what the right one is. The left back situation, they've got that sorted. Robertson. Don't know where he was that game because they put Moreno in. Right back Klein, tremendous. Just the two centre back pairing. When they sold Skirtle last season and bought in Clavan, I don't get that. Same age kind of thing. Matip, yeah, okay. Someone needs to partner up with him in defence. And Moreno, the guy needs to go. I mean, laughing after Liverpool conceding the goal? No. But talking about their goalkeeping situation, he's got 3 top goalkeepers. I mean, you've got Wald, who done really well with Huddersfield last season, helped them get promoted. He deserves an opportunity. He's gone from Mignolet to be the number 1 goalkeeper. I do agree with that. I think Mignolet reminds me of Fellaini, that guy that people don't think play well, but yet the manager seems to always have faith in. And to be fair, on Mignolet's defence, he's had no defence. And that is where Liverpool are lacking. Brilliant a centre back. And the only reason why Liverpool are not attracting the top players is because of their league positioning in the last few years. They've become a bit of a selling club more than a buying club. They'll buy a top player like, for instance, Coutinho at Inter Milan. And Inter Milan won the up at that stage. Now Barcelona want him. And
Barcelona will get him.
And Barcelona will get him.
Barcelona.
If he leaves, do they need to replace him? Not really, because I think Salah's going to do a lot better than what he did at Chelsea. Their attacking position is good. He needs to put more faith in Daniel Sturridge. Injury prone. Do I think Origi is good enough?
No. Origi, yeah.
But defensive midfield is where they need to strengthen the most.
Now, I had a moment of curse of the commentator at the weekend. I was watching this game with my housemate Paul, and with Salah, all game his running down the wing was superb, but he could not cross a ball, he couldn't pass a ball, he had no shots on target, and the next thing you know, he bangs one in and it makes it 3-2, and I'm sitting there going, I literally just turned around and said he's had a really bad, disappointing game, and goes and makes it 3-2. However, if we move on to Britos for a second, 93rd minute equaliser. What do you reckon, guys? After the amount of analysts have gone through the rule book, offside, or should we just leave it?
He's in line.
He's in line for me.
Saying in line, yeah? Because the old rule was if they play it backwards, he's not on line. They got changed, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't know, because there's decisions I've seen where I always thought the rule was if it hits an opposing player, that makes them inactive. Because Spurs have had goals ruled out, and I know, because I've raved about it. Where the ball's come in from a shot, hit an opposing defender, and gone to say, it was quite a while ago, Robbie Keane, he's put it in the far corner, he's been called offside, and it's like, hold on a minute, I didn't think that was the rule. I don't know. Ball's come back again, I don't know. For the rule, for me, you've got to be playing the ball forward to be offside, not back. And as you say, but yeah, he's in line for me.
But it'll be interesting to see how some of the players that Liverpool do. I think Mane's going to be an outstanding player from again this season, and I'm afraid if Liverpool don't perform up to the expectations again, the likes of Mane could even end up at the likes of maybe Madrid next season, and they'll have to dip into the market to sign maybe Nathan Redmond from Southampton.
It's inevitable.
But going to the Britos goal, he basically ended Liverpool's season already. Liverpool fans saying it's always their year. Well, 93rd minute kind of ended it, so Liverpool fans are already thinking about next season.
Another point I want to make. I think there's a couple of people on this podcast that predicted that Watford would.
Yeah, I'm going to hold my hand up and say I still think they'll go down, but they had a very entertaining first game.
Could we be wrong? I thought they played really well.
They did play very well.
Yeah,
I don't think I predicted them to go down. No,
1 out of 38 games, 90 minutes. I mean, wasn't Blackpool second in the table after a few games? They're in League One now.
Well, Blackburn won it, and we'll look at them now.
They got beaten by Southend the other week.
They didn't.
Yeah, but then if you've seen Southend since,
let's not talk about that.
But yeah, I think the thing is about Watford, we'll have to see, because they'll draw at home to Liverpool like that is a fantastic, fantastic result. And I think someone in this podcast also put Gomez as their substitute goalkeeper. Whoa. You are very, very lucky, Grant, that you did not put him in as your first goalkeeper.
Oh, yes.
Very lucky. Very lucky. We'll move on now then to Chelsea 2, Burnley 3. Grant's hitting his head off the table here. I'll come to the Chelsea fan. You look depleted. Do you not think?
Cannot defend or explain that performance. As a Chelsea fan, it was disgusting. First of all, let's address the Cahill red card. Yes, it is a red. I am not going to take that away. My only defence would be it was still quite early in the game, and okay, the studs were up and the referee deemed Cahill to be out of control. I respect the referee for making that decision. I just want to see some consistency now. I want to make sure every time that now happens, regardless of the situation, it's a red every time. Because you can make the argument that Cahill slipped a bit, but follow the letter of the law.
I didn't see that. No one has heard that.
Look, at the end of the day, I'm agreeing with the ref. It's a red card, but I just want to see all of them go that way now. If there's one that escapes, I'm not happy.
100% that's true. I mean, no matter how you look at it, to me, it was a definite red. The studs were up. If that had been the other way around, every Chelsea fan in the ground would have been calling for a red card.
Oh, absolutely. Conte would be waving his imaginary card every week. Absolutely.
I think
the only thing Conte would be waving for is a taxi out of Chelsea. I mean, this is where things are going to go on for Chelsea this season. I think it's just nerves for the first game. Last time they come as defending champions, they flopped. Sacked Mourinho within a few months.
Gus Hiddink, are you listening?
let's be perfectly honest. Conte, just like Rafa Benitez, isn't happy with their board at the minute. Especially with the sell of Matic to Man United. It seems like that was done behind his back. Going to your
can't sell a player like Matic.
Exactly. Going to your red cards. I felt bad for Cahill a bit. It was a red card, but just missed challenge. But
okay, go on. What about the Fabregas one then?
Oh, absolutely. I would have sent him off twice. You don't sarcastically applaud the referee. You're begging for trouble.
Of course you are.
The second challenge was
We've
a
got
second
points
yellow.
coming about that later, and
absolutely.
I've got quite a bit of points to make about it.
Firstly, I would say that that the challenge was worth a red card.
Actually, I can agree with you on that one. I really can.
He got the referee credit because he could have given a straight red, but instead he's given him another yellow so he can have a one-match ban. But the sarcastic clap. There's no place for that in football.
I would have sent him off for sarcastically clapping the ref. You don't do it.
And I think that should be maybe should be a rule that comes in.
Oh, I hope
it
so.
should be.
No, because I think I don't think you can say to send someone off for sarcastically clapping, because that's to me that's the same as taking your shirt off when you celebrate.
Okay, I can see.
It's showing emotion. Yes, you're annoyed with the ref because he made but in your opinion a bad call.
But the point is the ref, and we'll be going over these red cards later, but the ref is the authority in the match. You do not.
He must be respected at all times.
Yeah,
like in rugby.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take that to.
When have you ever seen a rugby player sarcastically clap a referee? They just go, okay, and get on with it.
Yep.
Why can't footballers do that?
Say you are a fan of the club you're playing for. You've been a lifelong fan.
Like Fabregas.
No.
Costa.
No, but say you're a fan of like Liverpool and you grow up and you actually start playing for Liverpool. You're a fan of that club, so you get a chance to play for that team, and then the referee does a really bad decision in your eyes, and you
You're going to be annoyed by it, but fans can sarcastically clap. They're fans. That's what they're there for. They're there to criticise the referee. You are a footballer. If I'm a footballer, I challenge someone and he gives me a red card, I'll be upset, but I'm not going to kick off to his face. I'll get down the tunnel and start cursing everyone.
Yeah.
The referee deserves to be respected as much as the footballer. You know, if they want respect, they've got to respect the referee.
Of course they have.
So I just want to make a couple of quick more points, because once again, being a Chelsea fan is going to be difficult to say, but well done, Burnley.
Yeah.
They tore us apart. They took advantage. But I do want to bring up one goal, and it is the first goal by Vokes. And, okay, yeah, well done, Burnley. You scored the goal. What was Courtois doing? I've made a perfect analogy. He is the Phantom Menace of goalkeepers. The film Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. Because when the Phantom Menace first came out, everyone thought, oh, what a great film, and they were in denial about how poor this film really was. Now all of a sudden, Courtois come into the equation. When I first saw him, I was on the bandwagon. He will replace Cech. He will be our man to keep the clean sheets for years to come. He has been diabolical for the last 3 seasons, in my opinion. Even when we've won the league, he and Cahill have been our weak links.
I agree with that.
Just a few points to point out. Like we said, well done to Burnley. Same folks, English,
Welsh.
That's a shame. Because if Hodge was still in charge, he would have been in England squad ages to go. But it would have given him an opportunity to play in the World Cup. But good luck to Wales. Yeah, brilliant to say that Burnley are 3-0 up. Favourites relegation, so the likes of Andre Gray, Michael Keane. Is that his name? Yeah, he's Michael Keane. And it just shows that a club like Burnley are used to having to deal with that, and such a small squad. The only thing about Burnley I'd say is that the fact that they're 3-0 up and it ended up being 3-2 and they still conceded 2 goals.
Yeah, but then
they've got to be careful with their defence. But the other thing,
you can afford to concede 2 goals when you're 3-0 up.
And to be fair, but they are the champions. They were champions last season for a reason.
True. Yeah. But the other thing is, once again, affecting Chelsea Football Club, and that's Diego Costa. Whether he's on the field or off the field, it's causing a problem. And I think that season when they were poor under Mourinho, I think a lot of his issues caused a lot of issues on the pitch. And even though he's not been playing, it's affecting the whole squad morale still. He needs to go. They need to get rid of it. And Conte done text message wasn't the right way to do it, but he done the right thing by letting him go. And Costa's trying to bring so much attention still from Brazil, which I still don't get why he's playing for Spain when he's in Brazil. Once again, once he's gone, I think the dressing room will brighten up again at Chelsea.
Yeah.
And maybe Chelsea will start playing some attractive football and will start winning some games.
Now, I just want to make a quick point on Costa. I seem to be the authority of Costa at the moment because I've been saying since January, if you want to go, go. A bid came in from China and Chelsea turned it down saying, help us win the double. We didn't. We won Prem, which is good enough. And we were on basically the agreement of end of the season, you'll go. Okay, I agree. Conte shouldn't have texted a player saying, like, you're no longer needed. But I'm pretty sure he should be aware that he's no longer involved in the plans if he said, I want to leave.
Yeah,
so
I get that.
That's why you're in exile. I mean, regardless of what's going on behind closed doors, in black and white, you want to leave. It's the end of the season. Transfer market's open. We'll listen to bids. No one's coming with a bid. And you can sit there and go, oh, I want to play for Atletico. They've got a transfer ban. So, Costa, stay in Brazil, get nice and fat. See you later.
Just want to say now, Burnley, was that the Ginger Mourinho's finest win? I mean, that's huge. And you know I love the Ginger Mourinho.
How you got to look at it is, and I'm not taking nothing away from Burnley because they deserve to win.
Yeah.
But had it been 11v11, would they still have won the game? I mean, their second goal from Ward was great. That was off the training ground. That was perfect. And they tried that tactic on quite a lot of the deep free kicks. So it definitely worked. But I'm not 100% certain whether or not they would have won the game had it been 11v11.
See, I think they would. You see, I think they were so up for it. They were so up for it. So, let's have this, let's do this. They were so up for it. You could see how pumped they all were. And Chelsea didn't look that.
No, we didn't.
They look depleted. They look like they don't have an edge without Costa. They don't look like they have creativity without Hazard. That's what it is. And Morata scored.
I'm glad he got his goal.
Assisted.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's off the marker, so the pressure's now off for him.
But one thing I will say, a Chelsea fan I work with, and he'll probably listen to this, but he has said, and I'm going to agree with him, as a Chelsea fan, do you start watching every other season now? Is it one season win the league, the next season you don't do it very well, next season you win the league, and so on?
So the book is about a field day with that one.
Is it every other season, come and help us, Gus?
Now, all I've got to say to that is, I bet you Spurs fans are licking your lips for next weekend because you look at the amount of people we're missing.
Well, no, it's not.
No, we're not, because we had this before. We've had this in North London derbies before, where we are so expected to win. It's stonewalled that Spurs are going to win this.
Can I just say?
And we lose 1-0.
Look at West Ham Spurs last season.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That game Spurs should have won. They had the
But they didn't play that night.
Without Man City, I reckon, this year, Spurs have probably got the best 11 in the league.
We've got the best starting 11 in the league. Easy. But I'm not here to talk about Spurs yet. You'll be very funny to know that I'm not here to talk about Spurs.
The one thing that disappointed me the most at Chelsea is Batshuayi. He had a good end to the season, really good pre-season. Conte's given him the opportunity to start up front because Morata's not up to his finish yet, and he's been a letdown. And my opinion is that is Batshuayi going to be a fit for Chelsea? Might remind me of Weme a little bit actually.
Exactly.
Do it at clubs like Newcastle. Well, he didn't do it at Palace well, did he? Because of injuries. But I think a loan move would benefit him, but I don't think that would.
Too, though.
I think a permanent
Vitesse on
move.
him, like the youngsters.
I think he needs to leave the Premier League.
We do like sending them there, I've got to admit. I've got to admit though, everyone remembers he scored the winning goal of the season last year. Fair enough, but a lot of his games he came on as a sub. He seems to be our super sub striker. Because when he played in,
I wouldn't say super sub because he hasn't scored enough to be a super sub.
Oh, fair point. But my point is these best
Giroud's
games.
a super sub.
Damn you, Phil. But with Batshuayi, I just feel that when he comes off the bench, he makes an impact. When he starts games, even in the League Cup when he played against like Wolves and that, he didn't do anything for the 90 minutes he was on. That's his platform to rise, and he doesn't do it.
Definitely.
But one more thing before we move on. We know it's going to be a poor season for Chelsea because we really ain't got was it man of the match? Not man of the match. Sorry, he was the best player for Chelsea. In the season that Chelsea was awful, he was their best player by miles.
To be fair, that cross from
Underrated.
his goal. Oh, that was naughty.
Very underrated, and
I don't know about that. I think he's just about rated.
Nah, but Hazard's back in training now. I think they're still scheduling an October return, maybe a bit earlier.
Yeah.
That'll put some morale up, and positive results will come for Chelsea soon. But obviously, they're going to Wembley next Sunday against a team.
Good place for them.
But Chelsea failed to win the last 2 appearances at Wembley against another club that hasn't won at Wembley last season. But one team's got to win.
4.
Well, or unless it'll be a draw. But we'll see what happens next weekend on that game.
Right, I want to move on. Manchester United 4, West Ham 0. Which one of you Man United fans wants to take this?
Surrounded by meerkats, have all risen up.
This was the perfect start to the season for Man United.
And Chelsea fans cry now.
Well,
to me it truly was because of the team looked great from top to bottom. De Gea in goal, best keeper in the world. Don't care who argues with it.
Don.
Don't care who's arguing. Everyone rises up with arguments.
No one can argue that. He is.
Wow.
He's definitely the best keeper in the world. No one can touch him. The back four is still a bit shaky. Wasn't really tested at all by West Ham, but I reckon in a couple of months' time, it will look a solid back four. The midfield, forget about it. Matic, I'll throw it out there, buy the season.
Again, Grant's hitting his head on the table.
£40 million to me is a bit overpriced, but in the current market, I mean, look at Neymar.
Oh God.
But £40 million, let's be honest. For the performance he had against West Ham was top draw. You couldn't touch him. And I think with Matic now sitting in front of that back four, Pogba's going to have that licence just to roam in front.
I think, let's just talk now. Lukaku, what a performance!
Yeah,
what a performance!
Gutted. Chelsea didn't put a big enough bid in to get him.
What a performance! I mean, that was brilliant, and it's really nice to see him giving Harry Kane giving him a head start in the Golden Boot race. But no, come on, let's go to you, Phil, as the other Man United fan here. What did you think there?
First things first, I'm going to say to Chelsea about this in front of Morata. Man United didn't want him anyway. Wanted Lukaku, and look what he's proved to be. And Lukaku in big games, unfortunately, couldn't really do the job last season. Yeah, okay, no disrespect to West Ham, not like the best of teams, but they've got one good history. They are a very big club in England, and he proved well against them. I was disappointed about West Ham actually because they built a good squad for this season. It's their second season in the London Stadium. I know they played away from home. I know there are talks about bringing Carvalho in, which clubs like probably Chelsea, Man United, Spurs even, Madrid, Barca would be interested in. So they are lowering players like that, and they didn't perform. And I felt bad for Javier Hernandez. He came back to Old Trafford, put in a good performance, but
had no service.
No service. But going to Man United's team, Matic seems like he's settled in well to Man United already.
That's Mourinho, though. I think that is Mourinho there. He's played under him before. He knows what Mourinho wants.
So I'm telling you now, he's buy of the season.
He probably will be.
Early days, but like I said, I thought Mourinho didn't get on at Chelsea, but that proved me one. And like in the Super Cup against Madrid, he played magnificently well. Rashford had a really good second half. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. No boring football. Valencia's become one of the best right backs in the Premier League.
Yeah.
The only situation we need to sort out is the left back position. I'm hoping this will be the year for sure. But defensively, Bailey out of this world. Lindelof is going to take time for him to settle in, which is why Mourinho's not playing him every week. But Jones is good enough, and I think this is going to be the year for Mkhitaryan.
Yeah.
And if Zlatan comes back in January, which looks a 90% done deal, that'll be even better. But then you got Plan B, Fellaini.
He's definitely Plan B. Now, something I want to move on with, for me, and I've got a few points to say on this. Is it the same old West Ham? For me, they could sign Messi, and it wouldn't make an ounce bit of difference because you've got Slaven Bilic managing you.
Right. So I just want to cover a few of West Ham's transfers because, okay, it was almost like a risk. You've got all these known players coming in, and I'm wondering how they can progress because you got Little Hernandez, who great hit for Man United. I'm actually surprised.
He's a great player.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised you let him go when you did and didn't use him as much as you should have.
For Van Gaal.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Van Gaal for you.
But then they bring in Arnautovic to supply him, with the assist. And I look at Arnautovic, and he would be great to assist players like Andy Carroll, because he's a big lump of a bloke you can hoof balls up to him. Little Hernandez, he ain't going to battle with the big defenders. And honestly, he's not going to get on much of the headers. So that's a pretty wasted midfielder. However, I now go to my main topic here of Joe Hart.
Yeah.
Now, I was a huge fan of Joe Hart, but I now think it's time for us to ask the question, has he peaked already and is he finished?
I see, the thing is, for Joe Hart, come on, he's been playing in Italian league in a bottom half. Did they finish bottom half last year, Torino?
11th, I believe.
Bottom half. Italian side. And he's England's #1 goalkeeper.
The stat was
Good luck for the World Cup.
36 appearances, 5 clean sheets.
That's not
That was
acceptable.
his stat.
Is that acceptable for England's #1 goalkeeper?
I honestly believe by the time the World Cup comes, or even before then, Joe Hart will not be #1. If anyone's going to be #1, it'll be Jack Butland.
Yeah.
If he performs
Fraser
well.
Forster for me.
I like Fraser Forster, but there's something about Jack Butland that some of the other goalkeepers haven't got.
Still don't see it.
But Pickford does well for Everton.
Pickford,
Yeah, he's in there for a shout.
And something I want to say as well, I want to touch on something that Grant said in the last podcast. Arnautovic will be great if Andy Carroll stays fit.
Yep.
Do you now what I think, do you not think that Hernandez will be great if Andy Carroll stays fit? Little and large. It's worked before.
Defoe and Crouch.
Defoe and Crouch.
The only thing Arnautovic and Hernandez will be good for is picking Andy Carroll up from the hospital week in, week out.
Oh wow. Big call from
Big
Phil
shout.
over there.
Sorry, but injury prone all the time.
Now, once again, I feel I have to chime in here, and I will say, Man U had a great game against West
They
Ham.
did,
I know it's
and they
only
were amazing.
West Ham. Sorry for West Ham fans listening, but you were completely outclassed and you didn't turn up. However, first half, I actually nearly fell asleep. It was pretty lacklustre.
Yeah.
Second half, they hit it hard and fast. Lukaku, great player. And you know what? I was actually quite impressed with Paul Pogba. And after the last season, the amount of stick he got for the price tag, I think this may be his season to shine.
It's good. Yeah.
The last thing I'll say, Man United support or not, brilliant game. A team like West Ham shouldn't have lost 4-0 to Manchester United. First game of the season. Yes, I'm happy with
So
that
don't agree
performance.
with that.
But with the team West Ham have got, they shouldn't have lost 4-0.
So
They should have performed better than what they should have.
No, that's the thing. I don't think anyone realises that West Ham will win a few games. They'll do enough to stay up. They'll roll over for teams like Man United. They'll roll over until Spurs go to the London Stadium and they beat us 1-0.
See, now, you say this, right, other than your Spurs.
It's happened the last 2 years.
Other than the Spurs thing, but 2 years ago, with Payet, they finished 7th. There's not much difference from that team than there is now, other than obviously the 4 main signings.
Payet was the glue. Payet was the glue that kept it all together.
That little sprinkle of magic that every team needs.
But then you got to think, it is the first game. Don't get me wrong, they were awful, but it is first game.
We've got them in a couple of weeks at the London Stadium.
If you say in a month's
I'm glad
time,
it's away early.
if you say in a month's time, they're still playing that bad, then you can say, right, this team is not going to be good enough.
And that's a lot of money spent. Now, I'm sorry. If it was to happen at a big side, all that money spent, and they were to play like that and get taken apart like they did, there would be an inquest. You know.
One thing I will say about Bilic,
Can't stand him.
he's
Not just because I'm a Spurs fan.
well.
I can't.
Joe Finney seems to be good at is knocking England out of competitions, but
There was one night he didn't, and Grant remembers it.
yeah, but
Actually, I don't.
he done really well with Croatia. But you get managers that do well with one team and they can't succeed at other teams. Look at, for instance, David Moyes done well at Everton on a low budget, but Man United, Will Sociedad and Sunderland, to be fair, shouldn't have got Sunderland relegated in my opinion. We talk about managers that could get sacked this season. I do fear for Bilic. I honestly think that Bilic will could lose his job if West Ham continue the way they're going.
Yeah, I totally agree. So I reckon we should move on now to probably one of the other big surprises of the weekend. And I know you're quite eager to get on this, Phil. We're going to have to go to Selhurst Park here, and Crystal Palace 0, Huddersfield 3.
Well, I think Huddersfield was in for a shock, and so were Palace. Yeah, Palace got a good manager in Frank de Boer. Okay, things didn't work out for him at Milan, but he won a few titles with Ajax, a young manager in the making. I mean, he was saying everyone else adopted a new formation for Palace. Well, guess what, Palace? Every team beat you to that formation last season.
It's true. It's very true.
Every team's going to play that formation, you're just going to cancel each other out. And Huddersfield, small team from Yorkshire, favourites to finish rock bottom. Tremendous manager in Ragnar. The finance out there, but they'll go out and find players at a bargain price to perform well. And the one that stood out for me in that game was Mounier. He got 14 league goals at Montpellier last season. That's one behind Mbappe, who has been linked with £100 million moves to Barca and Real Madrid. And he played 37 games for Montpellier within 2 seasons and got the 14 goals. But what no one knows is that within that time he had a loan spell in League 2 side Nîmes in France, and he got 11 goals on loan there. That's it'd be interesting to see Ward own goal for Palace. That's disappointing for Palace, and I think Palace is going to be a team this season that could struggle. And De Boer, I think it's going to be one of them, a big name, a good sized club, but I think the expectations on him is too high, and he is gonna boil.
Now, I didn't obviously watch the match in its entirety because it was a 3 o'clock kickoff, but I watched Match of the Day and I see a couple of loanies come in for Palace, so that being Loftus-Cheek from Chelsea and Fosu Mensah from Man United, and it was literally these 3 highlight bits where every time something went wrong, it was either Loftus-Cheek or Fosu Mensah. Have we condemned Palace, Ryan?
To me, Palace, I think realistically the players are good enough. To me, the issue might be the manager, where because he's managed in Italy, he's done most of his management in Holland. I don't think he's going to be accustomed enough and quick enough to the English style of play.
This is something that interested me. Italian football is known for slow-paced football, and he got fired from Inter Milan, and he's made Palace into a team to try and adapt into the Premier League being a fast-paced team. Okay. Nights again could be nerves, but no disrespect to Huddersfield. Going there winning 3-0 was a bit embarrassing for Palace, really, to say they've been a stable Premier League club. Well done to Huddersfield, and as they travel to Newcastle next week, home to Newcastle, I apologise, maybe they'll get to winning ways. Last season in the Championship, they were Newcastle's opponents in the second game, and they beat Newcastle, obviously different league, etc. But no, embarrassing for Palace in my opinion, and
it was.
I fear for Palace this season because I think they're going to struggle.
Now, lads, what I want to move on to just quickly before we go into our quick reviews again: red cards. Shelby.
Oh, disgusting! Absolutely disgusting.
Agreed.
Petulant, juvenile, incredibly stupid.
I just don't understand a player that wants to do it in front of the referee and pretend he hasn't done nothing wrong.
It's immature.
Yeah, it's immature. And I'll tell you what, the professionalism from Dele Alli after the game in the conference, he's a fantastic footballer. You know, these things happen, we've just got to move on. You know, another player
because he's been in that situation himself.
Yeah.
I think the issue is here though, for Benitez and for Newcastle is you've given him enough chances already. Do you give him any more chances now?
No, you don't.
No.
You made him your club captain, and he's let you down.
I think he's the vice captain of the club. Lacasellis is the actual captain. Still, you're setting an example to the rest of the Newcastle team.
Yeah, of course you are. You're a captain.
Newcastle are one of the biggest clubs in the world. Doesn't matter if they're a Championship club or last season.
Oh yeah,
they are
huge club,
massive. And Shelby, if he plays well, Southgate could choose him for England, but not with an attitude like that. I think that's the second time he's done it in his career. I do believe after the game he apologised to the team, and I think he's gone to get some help for it, so he can
some
change his attitude.
I think that's a load of old twaddle. I think he's just spouting this off to make him seem more human. Just to admit that you had a flash of anger moment. It happened all the time in the 80s and 90s, and to be fair, early 2000s. Who remembers the famous David Beckham kicking out repeatedly?
Yeah.
The English can be hot-tempered, as well as the RGs, as well as the Italians. Everyone's got that fire in them, but just because Dele Alli was playing about with the ball, like trying to waste a bit of time.
That's what you do. But then again, though, he was wasting time at 0-0.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Which for me, what are you doing?
Absolutely ridiculous.
Need a goal.
So
Fabregas, lads.
We said this earlier. Just
covered it already, but
yeah.
For me, I just think he I don't know there's always a controversy around Fabregas whether he wants to leave or not. And I think since he's moved to Chelsea, he's just been unsettled. I mean, he's happy when the game's going his way and the trophies coming in. When he gets a season like this, he's probably looking to Italy and going, oh, so you want me today? Ah. And his head's been turned.
I think how you look at it is that obviously last season you had Matic and Kante in front of him. Yeah. You're a top player. You play for Arsenal. You're a club captain there. You went back to Barcelona. You played probably one of the best sides
ever
the world has ever seen.
Wasn't he under the Pep Guardiola reign?
Oh
yes. And then he moves to Chelsea and
he's now lost. Yeah.
He's not really first choice, and they've sold Matic, which is questionable to Chelsea fans.
Brought in
Bakayoko. So does that mean Fabregas is still going to be on the bench? Is he going to start more?
I have fear for Fabregas because, in his defence, I don't think he feels wanted at Chelsea.
Yeah,
I think many Chelsea players do, and that's why they lost the other day.
And same for Conte, doesn't feel wanted. But no, Fabregas doesn't feel. I think he wanted to move back to Arsenal originally, and I think Wenger's like, I've got a load of midfielders. I don't need you. Next for Fabregas, I think this will be his final season at Chelsea, and AC Milan seems to be the buying club for Chelsea. He'll go back to Spain. He's in his is he 30 now?
Yeah.
God, it's like they say he was 18. His career at Spain's more or less over. You know, so he's gonna, I think, go back to Spain or go to Italy. AC Milan, a big spending team, and he enjoys football because at the minute, and this is the same, he's not enjoying his football like a lot of players at Chelsea.
But I would say definite red card.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And Cahill.
As we said earlier, as long as there's consistency afterwards, I haven't got a problem with this being a red card.
I get that. Me too. And that's what it is, you know. There's some refs that would give it and some refs that wouldn't. No.
Everyone has to
all
follow
refs needs to give it or not give it.
The one thing that got on my nerves is his first league game as the official captain, and he let his club down within the first half. Okay, people make mistakes. Thing is, no, with Shelby, he's 25 still. Okay, what he did
Cahill's experienced player. I see what you're saying.
Cahill's in his 30s, you know, and I think Cahill's lucky to be a permanent fixture in the Chelsea defences. He got young players like Wadiga, is it Wadiga?
Wadiga, yeah.
Coming through, who I think is going to be a magnificent player. David Luiz, he performed really well last season, got a good goal. They need another centre back, and for me, I think Cahill. I think this is it for Cahill. I think he needs to move on. Honestly.
Thanks, Phil. Okay, so we're going to go to our quick reviews now. We've covered some games in depth. So I'm going to start off with a quick review of Newcastle 0 Spurs 2. Great win. From a Spurs fan, I say great win. I say great performance from Kyle Walker-Peters.
Can I say
20 years old.
That name has to be changed by Depol before the game. There's no way on earth.
Walker-Peters. No, that's his name.
I
saw him play in Eddie King's testimonial.
There's no way of it.
His name.
Well, I don't get it. Carl Walker and Carl Walker-Peters. To me, there's some sort of
conspiracy.
We've got Ben Rose Davis on the other side.
Ledley King's testimonials after he was born. I thought it was years before that person.
So 2-0, great win. Moving on, we'll go to you, Grant, as you were dying. You were absolutely dying to get this off your chest. Swansea 0 to Southampton 0.
What a dynamic game. I'm clearly lying, of course. 0-0. I want to abolish the 0-0, and I've got a fair reason how we can do this, okay? So it goes to 0-0 at 90 minutes. All you do then is have a penalty shootout, but you make the penalty shootout worth it. The winning team gets 1 point and goes down as a draw, but the losing team gets nothing, but still counts as a draw for them.
That's a good point. But for me on that game, Fraser Forster gets me 6 points. So I Ryan, Everton 1, Stoke 0, sorry.
Well, what can we say? I mean, Wayne Rooney, back at Everton.
The second coming.
And what does he do? Scores his 199th Premier League goal. Yeah. Wins in the game. I mean,
should Shearer be worried?
No, Shearer should be worried by Harry Kane.
I know one thing for sure. Wayne Rooney broke a record in the Everton game.
He did. The record was his new Premier League record for the longest gap between goals for the same club. Anyone want to take a guess how many days?
Well, he left Everton, 2004?
Yeah, it must have been. So let's go.
13 years.
Tell you what, leave your comments in below as to how many how many days.
We'll cover that as one of the first things on the next recording.
Absolutely.
Going back to Harry Kane quickly, he will not be breaking any records in August.
Doesn't score in August. Doesn't start scoring until
he
the
even hit the crossbar. It was that close.
Doesn't start scoring until the clocks go back. Now,
And to add as well, Rooney has equalled the record as well with Alan Shearer and Frank Lampard. Anyone want to take a guess as to what record that is?
Is that headed goals?
Nope.
No?
No player has scored more goals on the opening day of the Premier League season.
wow,
Bloody
amazing.
hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for Everton, the next game would be Hodge split in the Europa League qualifier at Goodison Park.
Split.
Bless
Great
you.
side. Great side. Right, one just quick review. Next game, West Brom 1, Bournemouth 0. Think a routine win for West Brom. You know, that probably were always going to win that. I actually had it down as a draw. Bournemouth, you know, they're going to lose them type of games. They'll win a few at home. You know, they'll stay.
Defoe showing the signs of age at the moment.
Are they
No,
going
he's
down?
not.
Yeah, I think
People actually care about this game?
Well, no, this is what I'm saying. They're just a quick review on that.
Are Bournemouth going down though?
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Is
They're
there enough
going to
about them?
remind me of
Absolutely
Portsmouth, minus the financial issue. They're going to...
Be there for
It
a
wouldn't
while.
surprise me if they got Europa League football in the next few years. They've got a good manager who, unfortunately, I think will get lured away. I think if Southgate underperforms for England, he'll be their next boss.
There's always that talk of Arsenal as well. I'm not buying that.
Yeah, but
I'm
Wenger
not.
keeps signing 2-year contracts. The only way for that to happen is for Eddie Howe to win the FA Cup for Bournemouth, and then he gets the Arsenal gig.
Yeah, that's true. Now, last one. We'll leave it with you, Grant, on this last review of Brighton 0, Man City 2.
Yeah, pretty bog standard. First half, Brighton were really under pressure, couldn't quite get out of their half, and then we get almost a natural goal from Aguero, like he was born to do this. Fantastic player. And then you get an unfortunate own goal by Dunk in the 75th minute. I just want to add, I love some of these names. I see it on the Twitter, I put on there Dunk and Prozo. It's like playing the Bash Street Kids. It's sort of ridiculous. But yeah.
Okay.
I think I would say is, do you reckon Guardiola's style is going to be implemented, and will it work in the Premier League this year?
Absolutely not.
Never say never.
It's
not
more
good enough.
Guardiola's team this season. Like he seems more happy with who he's got. And the one thing, coming from a Man United fan, one thing I like about City, right? They're not like Madrid and that with
Get
all the
out.
money. They're just going to go out of nowhere and sign just players for the sake of it and not play them. They're signing players that they need. And what I'm not going to they're signing English players. I know that hurts other clubs.
Because I had to
Like
for
Financial fair play
But
reasons.
still, bringing in English players and giving English players an opportunity. Clubs like City, you'd think with all this money, would have gone out of their way to get English players, just like Kyle Walker from Tottenham Hotspur.
One thing I want to say about
daggers
that.
Hodge is
One
giving
thing
him.
I want to say about that before we finish this podcast.
Let's go Kyle Walker Peters.
Guardiola bought a man of the match for 50 million. Pochettino coached a man of the match. Thank you very much for listening, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure.